Thank you for joining me for our GENiO webinar today, where we'll discuss our interactive features built into our 16-inch screen. We also have it on a 19, soon to be a 22-inch, as well as larger screens across the room, 24, 32, 43, 55, and soon to be a 65-inch screen. Everything I'm going to show will be able to be done on any of those screen sizes, but one thing to keep in mind is touch screen, as I'm going to show here, interactivity is only on the 16, 19, and soon to be 22. The larger screen sets you'll either control with a pillow speaker, a wireless keyboard, or a gyro mouse of some type. So we have many control features available there. First and foremost, it is a UL listed healthcare grade product. All of our televisions are as such for patient safety as well as ease of clean, wipe, disinfecting. It has a protective screen overlay, impervious to cleaning solutions, whether it be bleach, sanding wipes, or whatever. We also inject the plastic color all the way through, so as you clean, wipe, and disinfect it, it will not wipe off any color or pigment. The devices are manufactured for ease of cleanliness as well as water intrusion. So to meet the UL listing, we allow all the vent holes to be angled and ported in an upward direction so that cleaning wipes don't get any liquid inside of the set. Low voltage on the smaller arm-mounted sets to allow patient safety, for low voltage power and current to reduce any shock potential. Touchscreen, as I mentioned, so everything is behind a protective reinforced glass screen to allow functionality. We do minimize the buttons and controls down on the set for cleanliness. You've got a channel up and down, a volume up and down, a home, a back, and a power button. On the set, we have a headphone jack and microphone for both private listening as well as communication. We also have a built-in camera behind the glass so it can't be picked or pried at. We have two USB ports. These USB ports are not for downloading apps, APKs, or games. They are for charging handheld devices such as an iPad or an iPhone, as well as service if they need to do any cloning or feature additions to the set. So jumping into the device, this is our home screen, fully customizable. We use large, bright colored icons to allow easy navigation for patients or residents in your facilities. We also label them below TV, relax, games. These are fully customizable. We can add, we can remove, we can move, we can shift them around. We do allow 10 per screen, but just like your phone, if you fill it up and you put more than that on, we'll put a more button so you can go to other pages and surf and go wherever you may want to. Let me go back to home here. First and foremost, television. Everybody watches television in a facility, and this is no different. Our tuner inside allows analog signal or digital through an antenna, through cable, through satellite, through streaming IPTV, and others. So a lot of functionality. And I mentioned the minimal controls earlier at the bottom, but if you touch anywhere on the screen when you're in TV mode, you will get a larger pop-up controls. So we've got features and guides and favorite, channel entry, last, channel up and down, volume up and down, mute, closed caption, info, and source. So for example, if I hit channel entry, this now gives me a 0 through 9 keypad. I can navigate to any station I wish, and even digital by going 22 point. You'll notice if I don't use it for a little while, it times out. Also, at any time, if I push it, again, it will go away. It's not meant to be up in front of the patient for long periods of time. Also, you can use just the simple channel up and down buttons on the screen. Of course, it has built-in speakers. The sound comes out the front, forward facing towards the patient. We can turn on or off those internal speakers if you want more private listening and only the headphone jack. You can plug a headphone jack in and get sound. We also have the ability to pair to Bluetooth. So if somebody has a wireless headset or they want to pair maybe to a hearing aid that has Bluetooth capability, we can do so. So I hit home again, takes me back to the home screen. We offer a couple of different forms of relaxation. We've got calming pictures and soothing music playing in the background just for a distraction. We can also pull up a light bulb screen and a fan noise if patients are used to sleeping with those types of noises and distractions at home as well. Games. These games are fully embedded in the device. They have no internet hit or draw. You can add other games that maybe do have an internet hit, but these that come embedded on do not take any bandwidth. These are not PS5 Grand Theft Auto type games. They're games that are simply for distraction and simple entertainment. They have no pop-ups, no ads, no inappropriate content, no steering to alternate websites, and most importantly, no in-app purchases. So for example, I hit Solitaire. There are 17 different versions of Solitaire. Can be distracted for a tremendous amount of time. The patient hits back and they can come back to the same screen. For example, Frozen Bubbles, very simple with a touch screen, and they can play until their heart is content. From there, I'll get to entertainment in a second. We can add additional tiles and icons that help with your facility to engage, to educate, to inform, and reduce stress and steps on the nursing and care team. For example, I can pull up Patient Portal. If your facility is an Epic facility, we can tie in directly to MyChart Bedside. If it's not an Epic facility, but you put your care or login on your website, we can point it directly to your URL and allow them the same experience that they would get if they were on an at-home or handheld device. Very simple for patients to log in, register, and utilize your system. Other areas that we offer for facilities are education. So we can populate this with educational tools either for free using the CDC website or other YouTube type videos, or if you're a subscriber to a subscription service such as Crames or others, we can populate your library as well. For example, these are very simple YouTube videos that can be launched. We can fill full screen. You can circulate these. You can change these very easily on a monthly or quarterly basis. And of course, it's got sound in the background as well. I go back home there, and let's say you've got a subscription to a service. We can populate that as well and allow the logins to be automatic and new releases and from any provider that's out there that has a URL address. Internet access, we can do multiple internet type accesses. We can point to Google as a search engine. We can also point to your facility's webpage or any location on your webpage, a message from the CEO, upcoming events, whichever you wish. This happens to be our website that we launched, but very easy to point, again, to any URL address. Dietary, if you want to tie into a meal ordering system, we can point to that URL address. We also can use services that are built in at the facility, or we can do something as simple as populate a on-screen menu with a number to call to place your order. Again, trying to save steps of the team and others from having to walk around with a menu or a sheet to fill out. I mentioned a moment ago entertainment. So this is where we get into streaming services. These are delivered over the top through an internet connection. The device has a wired internet connection as well as wireless. But from there, you can come in and search social media sites, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. You also can, catch up to me. Also can go to streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, ESPN, and many others. This is where you would get into customizing. We would work with you to put in the apps and APKs that you wish to have in the facility, or point to specific websites. So for example, if you want Netflix, this is not a Netflix subscription on the hospital end, but the patient, their family, or loved one would utilize their direct Netflix subscription. This is on my Netflix. I had it already preloaded to make it simple, but at any time, if a patient has been into Netflix or Amazon, we have 3 ways to clear the data so that their password, ID, or login is not saved on the device. We have a manual button down here at the bottom that they can press. All personal information is automatically cleared when the device is powered off, or when it times out. You can also clear your information now. Do you want to clear? So what that's saying is, anytime the device is fully powered down and back up, we can set the device to clear that data, to wipe out passwords, logins, and profiles. We also can do it on a timer. So if you want it to happen every 6 hours, every 12 hours, or every day, we can do that as well. Or we give the patient the ability to manually do it and just hit the yes button. I'm going to hit no to make our demo go a little smoother, but if I had hit yes, it would take a moment and it would clear everything out. Again, more sites to get into: ESPN, streaming service, over the top. This would be through an internet connection. I am running everything on this device wirelessly right now, so you can get an idea for the speed of it at your facility wirelessly. And you can watch videos on, or you can just click on and get information again through many sites. We also have again the ability to go to a more apps page. We've downloaded Calm, is a relaxation app. We've downloaded that. We also can point to different facilities or URLs to help your facility. For example, donate. Your facility has a donation or foundation through your website. We can point to that and allow donations to be made by family members and loved ones who are experiencing great care and service at your facility and want to give back to you or the community. We found these are tremendous points and times in their lives, and they have a giving desire when they're getting great experiences at your facility. I mentioned Bluetooth. We have the ability to pair. You have your device ready in pairing mode, hit the Bluetooth pairing button, and it will pair to a wireless device. It can be, as I mentioned, an AirPod or a wireless headset, as well as a hearing aid that maybe has Bluetooth built into it. We have QR code readers that help you download very specific content or information. For example, we would send a QR to the patient's handheld device, and they would hold it up in front of the camera, and it would know that it is them at their location, and maybe they're showing exercise or videos for rehab in the bed, yoga, stretches, whichever it may be. Translation services are apps that are available. If you wish to have bedside translation services, the microphone will pick it up and they can translate to their native language, so you can have better communications with the patients. Again, this is limitless to what we can put on apps, APKs, whatever. This is the dashboard for GENiO, and every project will have a project ID. So here where mine says 42251 Glen's demo project, you would have it for your facility. Maybe you want the care team to be able to send messages and do surveys. So let's do a message real quick. I'm going to send a message to this device. Let's put it in TV mode. So a patient is watching television, and I'm going to come, let's say there's going to be a fire alarm test. I'm going to hit send. Now it pops up in the center of the screen. It does subdue the picture in the background, but it's still there. It's still running. There's still audio. Fire alarm test. We will be conducting a fire alarm test at 4 o'clock. Please do not leave your room. Now, we can send a message like that to one room, to the entire department, or the entire facility simultaneously. Allows very quick messaging, very quick communication, and reduces tremendous steps and time for the staff and care team. So patient at any time hits dismiss, and it brings the TV back up. If they get multiple messages, they will stack, and it will tell them that they have 2 or 3 messages, just like your cell phone will do when you're receiving messages. We also can, through this control center, control a group or block of TVs to clone or to send apps and APKs. So let's say you're installing 40, 50 TVs and you want to speed up the process. You program one TV exactly how you want, from the channels to the volume limiters to all the settings, and then you clone it on this dashboard as your master. So those are 2 very handy time-saving ones. We also have the ability to conduct surveys. So from the home page, you'll notice there's no survey button here, but I'm going to select and enable a survey to the device, and in a second a little box will pop up here that will allow us to the patient to see the box. There it popped up and it says survey. When the patient hits that, they see the series of questions that you administered on your front end. Patient satisfaction, rate your overall satisfaction during your stay. Now we can have a sliding 1 through 5 scale. We can also ask questions in a yes or no type response. Staff was friendly and helpful. Yes. We also can do smiley faces, old school, traditional method of communication. Did you watch educational videos? Yes. When it's done, a submit button pops up and it says thank you for filling out your survey. Your feedback is highly appreciated. When that survey is completed, we can do 1 or 2 things with it. We can email it directly to an email address at the facility, a recipient, and he or she can monitor those. If, let's say, you're asking surveys about very specific topics and they want to review them, great. If not, we also can build satisfaction into an Excel document that will allow you to track and trend and put trend lines in so you can look at mark improvements over time. Let's say you initiated a change on this date and you want to test for the next 90 days if it made an improvement in overall patient satisfaction, and you can do so very easily. Surveys and messages are a very simple tool, and we highly suggest that you put in a profile or user ID that the care team can get access to, those and only those, so they can control without going into the master dashboard and making changes or channel lineups or other things. Thank you for your time. I appreciate attendance and viewing our GENiO features. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you and see if we could do a demo for you in person.